Hi, welcome or welcome back to my channel. As you can tell from the title, I will be continuing and also finishing series that I have started reading. Now, for the sake of trying to get through my physical TBR and also meeting my Goodreads goal of 100 books for the year, I'll only be focusing on series that I have started that I do have the physical books for. Yeah. So, a few of these that I will be reading are series that I've read within my 1 hour that I've started or finished within my I did a 24-hour reading challenge recently. Also, I do apologize for my voice. It's a change of season. I get seasonal allergies for some reason. Hopefully within the next few days it will be gone. But we have Siege and Storm, which is book 2 of the Grishaverse series by Lee Bardugo. Now, I recently read book 1. You can get my full review on that in my 24-hour reading challenge, which I'll leave down below. Also, this is book 2 of the Hearthrone series. This is Hearthrone Legacy. This is the Hearthrone Legacy. This is book 2. This follows, I think, Avery Graham's. So Mr. Hearthrone died, and he basically left everything for her, and she had to spend like a year. The only term is that she had to spend like a year living at the house. So that was really fun. Book 1 was really fun. This follows Alina Starkov. She finds out that she has like powers. She's a Grisha, so she's grown up all her life and suddenly started looking outside my window. So she suddenly finds out that she has one of the most powerful Grisha power. So we follow her coming into her power and becoming a part of or getting used to the Grisha verse or the Grisha world. This was one of my favorite reads of last year. I finished book 1, which is, I think it's Me Before You. It follows, I think, Clark. I know her last name is Clark. Louisa Clark. And she fell in love with Will, and it had a sad ending, and so he's gone now because he didn't want to continue living, so he's gone, and now we get to see her after him, which I guess is why this is called After You. I think the first book was a 5-star for me. Really loved it. Now, if I find any clips, I will insert. Now, I started this book. I started this is called, what's a trilogy called? I don't remember it. I don't remember what's the name of the series. But I started reading this because I was trying to read like Goodreads best book of 2023. And I read Fort Wing, which is somewhere over there in my bookshelf. And I fell in love with it. So the thing that I'm more excited about for this is because these are books and these are series that I've started that I really love. Because I think this was a 5-star. This was a 5-star. I think most of them are 5-star, which I think is good. Now, this is Legendary. This is, I think, is part of the Caraval series. This is book 2. For all of these are book 2 of the series. So this is Legendary. For some reason, I didn't remember how book 1 ended, and so I spent last night just reading like the epilogue, and I was like, there you have it. So this follows Donatella and her sister Scarlett, and there is this magical carnival that normally comes from town to town. It never goes to the same town twice. So they use the carnival to escape their dad, but Donatella she made a deal, and now she's gonna have to fulfill that deal, and it's a deal that no one has ever been able to fulfill or done, which I think is good. And the best book in all of these books is Ruthless Vows. Now, I just finished my 24-hour reading challenge yesterday, and I'm in love with Roman, Kit, and Iris. We know the ending did break my heart, but I think I'm gonna start reading this first because I really want to see what happens. I think this is a duology, so this is the probably the only series that I will be finishing. I do have book 2. I do have book 3 for the Grishaverse, so if I finish it and I do have time, then I will read it because I want to read these over a 1 week period. Chances are I might not get to read some of these, but I'm just trying to get as closer to my 2024 reading goals as possible, which is 100 books. I have read, and I think I've done 19 out of that so far, so I still have 81 more books to read. So these are all the books that I have that I will be reading for the challenge that are physical books. The rest of the books, I have them. I those are the series that I've started. I don't have the physical books for them at the moment, so for the sake of this video, I will not be doing any of those right now. So sit back and enjoy. As you can see, I am outside. I know I'm not fully better, and I know I have seasonal allergies as we're coming to the end of summer and fall is gonna start soon. But I am an outdoorsy person, and I take every chance I can to be outside. So here I am. Now, the sun is about to set, so this is the best place I could get the sunlight, and I didn't want to wait until I get home, because when I get home, I'm going to make myself some chicken fajitas, I don't know, I might be saying it wrong. Please don't come for me. So I'm 82 pages in, and what I love is that book 2 picks up right where book 1 left off. I hate when they do these massive jumps and then they give us flashbacks where we have to, fill in the blanks. So I love that so far, and um, Roman and Iris did get separated at the end of book 1, so we see their life apart, and I can't wait to see them, falling in love again and finding each other, because something big did happen in book 1, and I'm not going to spoil it for you. So that's just my quick little update. I'm going to go home, which I'm going to walk back home because I did walk here, and then I'm going to make me myself some dinner, which I might show you, and then I might read, I might not, but I'll update you as soon as I can. So, I'm 160 pages in, and so far I love that we're getting to know how Roman and Iris met, because in the start of book 1, Iris and Roman already knew each other when we met them. So I love seeing that, and I also, so Roman, and this won't be a spoiler because, it was bound to happen. So Roman meets Iris for like the first time, and that little moment, I love all the little moments leading up to it, and I love how book 2 keeps you on the edge of your seat, and I love how we are getting to know more about Dacre the god and also the other gods. So we're getting to know more about the underworld and the underling gods, and hopefully we get a little bit more of Enva, because so far she's been absent from a war that's been fought because of her. So I did finish reading Divine Rivals, and I really wanted this to be a 5-star for me. However, they really had me with the war. They built up the momentum, and it seemed to end in 2 pages for me, which was quite disappointing. So this ended up being a 4.5 for me, even though my mind is telling me that I should just drop it down to 4. But everything else, I really, really loved how Rebecca Ross wrapped up the duology. So all in all, or maybe I think that if I had waited just a little bit, like waited a day or two before reading it, because I went into book 2 with the expectation of book 1, and I think I should have probably read another book and then read book two when my expectations weren't that high. So that was my rating, 4.5. By the end of the year, or when I'm doing my wrap up in October, I might drop it down to a 4, but for now I'm gonna stick to my 4.5. Alright, so now that I'm done with Ruthless Vow, I'm torn between either Legendary, which is book 2 of the Garber series, or Iron Flame, which I think is book 2 of the Imperial something something series. Now, a few months back, I had started this. I'm just like 3 pages in, and I wasn't really feeling it then. And I don't remember what I rated book 1. I'm gonna check, but I'm still not really feeling it now, or maybe it's because I'm so exhausted. I had to sort some stuff out. If you watch my 24-hour reading vlog, you know I've been trying to go to Boston for the longest while. I finally managed to go. I went to the library and I got my physical card. The library is really lovely. I wish I could go back on another day when I'm not so busy. But I'm still not really feeling book 2, Iron Flame. So I think that I'm gonna read this, or I have, where is it? I have like a I have like a CD thing with with the After You that I could listen to. But really and truly, I'm feeling either Divine. Oh, why do I keep talking about Divine Rivals? I'm feeling Legendary, or I might start Iron Flame. But I'll let you know what I decide on tomorrow, cause it's funny how fall is about to start, which is my favorite season of the year. Funny enough, and it's now I want to go outdoor and read. So I'm planning a little end of fall reading vlog outside tomorrow. So that's what I'm gonna do. I have an event coming up, so I have to start crocheting a bunch of stuff. Plus, I'm making some bookmarks of these books. Not color wise, just some random cotton yarn I have that I'm trying to get rid of. And I'll show you. I think I'm gonna finish a few of them tonight, and I'll show you tomorrow. But I guess that's my little update so far. I'm gonna go make dinner. You know me. I'm so cookie these days. So yeah. So I am at page 121. So far, this picks up right where we left off in Garber, which is book 1 of the Garber series. So far, book 1 focused mostly on Scarlet, the older Dragna sister. Book 2 is mostly Donatella's story. And to ensure I'm not doing any spoilers, yes. The goal of this book is Donatella made a promise to someone that she's going to get Legend's real name. And so we see her trying to get Legend's real name. Let me see. I'm checking the little thing here just to ensure that I'm not doing any spoilers. So, in book 1, we see Scarlet played to find Donatella, and in this book, Donatella is gonna play so she can get Legend's real name in exchange for her. I was just about to spoil something else. So far, what I love about this is we're seeing more of Dante from book 1, and Scarlet is not that present in this book, which would make sense since it's not focused around her. But we see a lot of Dante in this book. A few things that happened in book 1 remember they said it's all a game, it's not through, have turned out to not be through in book 2. There's also some little mystery, something that might pan out to be a little love triangle. There's also a few things that happen that I'm like, that feels like Easter egg leading up to the finale, if you know, that's book 3. Which finale sounds like a really cool word because it was kind of a pun, because it's the end and it's also the next book, but whatever, I spoiled it. So there's that. So I do have like, I have, this is 300, 400, and 400. This is, I always do this, don't I? Glossary. Ooh, I didn't know they have that. And to think I read book 1 and I didn't know. Oh yes, it has 443 pages, so I think I've made some legway. I've been craving these some banana nut bread, which I'm gonna bake, but it's more like in a muffin form. All I need, because it comes already pre-made, I'm trying to get back into baking, so I'm starting off with pre-made stuff. So all I'm adding is some milk, so I'm gonna do that because I have wild cravings sometimes. And then I'm gonna get back. You see, I'm clutching this book as if it belongs to me. If I like it enough, I might buy it, because this is on loan from my library. I'm kind of on a mini book buying band, so I'm gonna get bacon. Alright, alright, so I am 313 pages in, and there's a few things I would like to say. This book is a lot chattier, meaning, so we're basically getting it from Tella. Tella is the main person, and I know that she's trying to find like Legend's identity, but I just think that she spends this book focused more on what Tella is doing more than the game. There's a few things that's happening in the book as well, none of which I want to spoil for you. There are some major plot twists that happens, which I really love, but the way I was connected to book 1, which is a 5-star, I'm not feeling that connection. And it's funny because this is the same problem I kind of had with Divine Rebels, but I just feel, and feel free to correct me if I'm wrong if you've read this book, Tella is just so chatty. In book 1, it was all about the game, and Scarlet was just really trying to save Tella. But now Tella's not. It's not even that she's chatting up about trying to find Legend's identity. She's just so chatty, and I don't want to go off on a ramble, but that's just my little update. I don't think I'm gonna do any more updates until I am finished with this book, which I hope to finish this tonight, the latest, or tomorrow. So I have my cup of coffee, which I really needed before I sat down and give my little review of this book here. So, coffee aside, sorry, it's a light reflective thing from my light onto the pages. So, I really wanted to love this because I loved book 1. Book 1 was a 5-star, which I think is a recurring theme in this video, because book 1 of the Letters of Enchantment was a 5-star for me. Book 2, as you know, didn't really live up to that. Caraval was a 5-star for me, while Legendary was a 3-star. And I blame Tella. That girl would not shut the hell up. Like, there was I know that there was a lot going on for her, because she had to find out she was banking and finding out who was Legend's identity too, you know. If you read it, you know, I'm not going to spoil it for you. But I think this book would have been better off if they had just removed the whole Carvel game from this book, because we didn't really get much of that anyways. I didn't feel like I was a part of the game the way I was rooting for Scarlet in book one, I did not feel that connection to book two. I mean, I have nothing against Tella because I really like her, and I believe that she, I don't know, they're not, you know what, I don't want to go off on a big rant, so I'm just going to mention just some other few things that I had issues with. Like, usually I love when a book have a good plot twist. This book has a lot of plot twists, half of which you would not have seen coming because there was no suspense leading up to that. And it was very repetitive to me. There was just too much things being repeated over and over and over and over and over again. And I really, really wanted to love this book, but I didn't. It was a 3-star, and usually when I just started reading, I used to feel so bad for rating a book 2 stars or 1 star. But you're here for my honest opinion, and if you loved Legendary, then I'm happy for you. Because in reality, everyone's not going to have the same taste. But I'm going to finish the series anyways because I really, really loved book one. And I thought that if they hadn't made the Carvel game a central part of book two, I believed I would have loved it more because I went in expecting the thrill from the game. And not to mention the whole thing about Legend's identity. Like, the way how Tella kept chatting over and over and over and over and over. If you haven't guessed who's Legend, then I'm happy for you. But moving on, I decided to read Iron Flame next, also because I do have the audiobook, so why not? I had an accident yesterday, so I'm going to the hospital, so why not take a big book with you that you have an audiobook for? Plus, I have stuff I could crochet while I'm listening to said book. So, if you've ever gone to the hospital, you know, especially when you're having triage, you're gonna be there for a really long time. So, I have a lot of things. I'm bringing at least 3 books along with my CD player, so don't judge me. But I'm gonna get ready because I'm leaving in a few. But I'm gonna leave this clip right here because I don't want to go off on another rampage. So, alright, so I'm at 92 pages in, and I'm just thinking I should have put this first. It picked up right where book one left off. So if you've read book one, you know at the end there was an accident. That's all I'll say. And then, so in book one, we got to see Violet doing first year, and now we get to see her second year. I really wanted her to be like, what, squad leader? No. Wing leader? I really wanted her to get like I'm trying to find, I don't know, she wouldn't have gotten wing leader because she wasn't next in command. Give me 1 minute. I'm trying to find it. Okay, they put it in they didn't have it in the formation in book one. So I'm trying to find it. They did put it in. Okay. Okay, so I wanted her to be second in command. She isn't. And after everything that went down in the end of book one and also at the beginning of book two, I know why. But so far, I love it. And like in book one, I really wanted her and Dane to get together. I hope I'm not spoiling it for anyone. And I think that's leading on to a spoiler right there. But let me just say, I'm not gonna set any expectations. I'm just gonna set it. I'm gonna set my expectations really low. A minimum 3-star. That's the best I can do. I know it might be more, but a minimum 3-star. That's my preset rating, I guess. So I'm gonna get my hair done because I don't know.
My hair has been looking like a really big mess over the last few days. I've been putting it off, and then after my little accident, but I'm feeling a little better now. So when I get it done, I do have the audiobook for this, but I like, even when I listen to audiobook, I like to be in front of the book, sitting down and reading along. So I might take a break and I start watching Sleepy Hollow again, and then Netflix Uglies came out, and I've been dying to watch that for the longest while. So I might get my hair done and just, I haven't really watched any movies, so I'm gonna catch up on some of my favorite series, and then I'll update you once I get to roughly page 200 because I'm at 90 something now. So
So, and at page 198, and so far I am definitely loving this book. If there's anyone I could give an award, a special something for this book, I'd have to give that to Taryn because he's such a badass dragon, and I have to give Rebecca her praise because this book is really, I love how descriptive it is because I have a vivid imagination. So if you describe something, I'll picture it exactly as you describe. So especially when she talks about how the dragons land. I It's given a little bit of Game of Thrones with a little bit of uh what's the next thing that I love similar. Doesn't have dragons, but it's just given that vibe. I think it's Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit. It just gives me that kind of feel when I read this. And I also wish that I saw more of Dane Atos in this book. I'm not really like his biggest fan since, if you've read book one, you know what he did. But I really wanted to see more scenes of him and Violet for some reason. I'm not disappointed, but I just wanted more of that. I also love the way how I love the little thing that's going on between Violet and Zayden right now. And I don't know, it adds to the book, but it also doesn't take away. One of the biggest thing I'm glad that I did, however, is that I did not go into this book reading anything, because even when I go on TikTok, if I see anything about this series, I try to stay away from it because most of the times when I really enjoy a book, it's because I went in without no one's opinion or no one's reviews or no one's anything about the book inside my head. And so because of that, I was able to enjoy reading it. I'm not done, but I have been enjoy reading it for the most part. And I'm just like, I've just been loving. I don't know. This is how I feel whenever I'm really loving a book. There's just a lot, and I love how human Violet is. I know she's not real, but on these pages, you cannot tell me that she isn't. Like, there's this big secret that she's keeping, and I love, normally when I read book and the main character is keeping a secret, they always try to justify keeping the secret. But I love that she feels so guilty that all the people that she loves around her doesn't know what's going on. And as I'm inside her head, because I guess if I'm not mistaken, this is first person. I could be wrong. Yeah, there's someone inside her head. I can almost feel how she feels. She's just trying to hold. She's trying to survive, and she's trying to hold this entire secret together because she's keeping a secret from everyone, and I just love how strong Rebecca made her, and that I get to see Violet's strength, because it's not a case where Rebecca is just telling me that Violet is strong. I get to see her struggles and her battles and how she slowly overcomes them. And I've moved my 3 star up to a 3.5. The way I'm feeling now, even if the rest of the 300 something pages disappoint me, this book will if everything else disappoints me, be a minimum 3.5. So I definitely will have to buy this book. So my bookshelf is full, so I don't know where I'm gonna put it, but I'm definitely gonna buy it, and then I will just read them like back to back, and I can get to highlight. So I spent the entire night reading and listening to this book. Plus, I don't know if you remember, but earlier I said I was going to make some bookmarks for my book. So I made this one earlier on. And I think I was reading Divine Rivals and I made this. And then I wanted to do like a granny square type. So I made this one last night. I've steamed it, so it's still a little wet. And I also made this one. So, but a lot happened within the last, I think I spent the last couple hours just reading it back to back and listening to it as I crocheted, and I can gladly say that I have moved up from my 3.5 to definitely 5-star. I think fibers from the yarn is all over me now. And a lot of revelation happened. I didn't realize until like the last few pages that this book was in parts, because after the big, I didn't even see this part earlier where it says part 1 when I was reading it until we got to part 2, and a lot of things happen like further on in a lot of things happen in part 2. Couple Easter eggs, and there's some big secrets revealed. I also got to see a different side of Violet's mom, which is Commander Sorengale, which I really loved. I love the big, if you want to see like the full on review of all the things I love, I have my goods written down below. It's because I did make a little review. All in all, this is a 5-star book. It does, like, the spices to me, like a 2, wasn't all that spicy to me. There is, if you've read Book One, you know how Rebecca Yarros love her cliffhangers, so this book definitely did end on a cliffhanger. And I kind of saw it coming, but I didn't saw it coming that way. So I'm surprised, but not like that surprised, because I saw that coming, but it wasn't how I expected it to happen. A few other things happened, and there's something that I thought would have happened but didn't want to happen that didn't happen. So like the tension for this was off the charts. I was kind of constantly wondering what was gonna happen next also. And then I'm glad that I was just about to give you some spoilers. I'm glad the way things turned out. You know, in war you are gonna lose a few people, but I'm glad that I got to see more of the people that I loved from Book One, which I think is always a good thing. And I went ahead last night and I ordered the like, they're making a deluxe copy of the Onyx Storm, so I ordered that. I know you can't see, but I have Book One, and I'm gonna order this. I didn't want to make it up, especially I'm gonna order this same copy because this is the copy that I have. Just that book 3 is gonna be black or something, and I can't help it. My only disappointment is that I can't read book 3 readily, but it will come out 3 days after my birthday, so I guess that'll be a post-birthday gift to me. So if you're not already feeling, I'm gonna end this video here because I got to a 5-star, and I'm just gonna save the remaining books to read. I'm gonna do like a part 2 to continue book series I started in October. So thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. I do go on TikTok. I post a little book crochet content on TikTok, and I do like lives when I'm reading books, so you can always follow me there. Don't forget to check out my Goodreads. If I didn't mention in this video, because sometimes my memory is wacky, I started a Fable, just a book club for crocheters who read. If you don't crochet but you read, feel welcome to join. So
Thank you again for watching. Have a wonderful day. I keep saying that wrong. Let's have a wonderful year, month, day, hour, minute, second, and I see you in my next video. Toodles.